Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me today. I'm actually been thrown out of my normal room because I have young children staying in there. It's my sister's house. So they've probably got some plastic handled scissors to my tarot cards at this very moment. But today's reading is going to be, how have their feelings changed? You've got 3 piles as usual. You've got grass green for pile number 1, candy pink pile number 2, and black iris for pile number 3. So if you want to take your choice, then we'll get going.
La música de Harry Frog.
Okay, pile number 1. This pile is extremely interesting from the point of view. It seems like this person is going through huge changes with regards to themselves, and this is changing how they view the relationship. Excuse me. You have got in this spread, in the past, the King of Cups, King of Wands for the present, and ending up in the King of Swords. You have got expansion at the top, and you have got grass green, which makes me think of fertile, growing, moving, expansion, changing your whole persona. The 8 of Cups in the past, a real feeling of what I guess things falling to pieces and movement. There may be anger here, but there may just be sexual attraction, but there is definitely movement in the past. It possibly could be, probably could be a split up, a separation, somebody walking away, harsh words, heartache. This is the feeling that I'm getting. Right, let me just go through this slowly, bit by bit. It feels so strange talking in this room. It's just not my normal. I can't actually reach the cards. And I'm trying to talk into the microphone so that you can hear me. But anyway, let me keep going. I'm just getting used to being in a different room. Okay, this is what I'm thinking. You have got here, for the small square at the bottom, the 2 of Swords and the 3 of Wands. This, to me, with your 8 of Cups here, speaks to me of a split. Somebody has turned their back, somebody has walked away, or there's just a natural departure of 2 people that have drifted apart. But what has happened in this time period is that this person has hardened up in many ways, but not with regards to their feelings towards you. And this sounds really cheesy, as if I'm making it up, but this person has definitely changed, because there's 3 kings going from what I would say a more soft-hearted, still immature, to a more adventurous, and I'm thinking throwing themselves into work, to what I would say at the end, the King of Swords, having a more logical outlook into the world in general and the situation. But the split at the beginning with the 2 of Wands makes me think that this person has, with regard to their emotions in the past here, they're still opening, they're still flourishing, they're still blossoming. To me, the whole scenario speaks to the 2 of Pentacles and the Mars here. It could even be some sort of antagonistic split, or just like the 2 of Pentacles is like the Mobius strip, and the Mars card makes me think it could be repetitive arguments. It could be a situation that just goes over and over with the same scenario, saying hello, saying goodbye, saying hello, wondering, saying hello, saying goodbye. Maybe an argument, or just that sort of spiky atmosphere. With Mars there can be quite combative, quite angsty in some ways. And the 6 of Swords down here as well is movement, it's change, it's expansion, it's separation, and it's moving. What I would say, this person has come out of this situation, I think, whether it's through their own making, or the situation has just basically pushed them out, and they are changing and they want to change. And I think it's for the better, even though it appears to be a little bit cooler. It's cooler with regards to how they handle themselves, I'm getting here, with the expansion, the 8 of Cups. Because this 2 of Swords here is decisions, and the 3 of Wands is what I would say. See, the 3 of Wands is normally things setting in motion, things moving. But this card here has... I'm actually holding this up, and can you see it? actually doing this for you. I don't know if you can see it over here is what I'm trying to think. Because I'm not in the right position. I don't like this. I don't like my new room. It's just 2 days. The three of wands here is pushing out the boat, but what you're waiting to come back is emotions. And here is a split. A 3 of swords here is a split, and the 8 of cups here is a separation. So now I've just basically blasted out every thought in my head. I'm going to go through it bit by bit to try and bring it down to a bit more of a logical, I'm going to say conclusion, but you'd be lucky if you get that. The King of Cups behind and the 3 of Swords here very much make me think, backed up with the 8 of Cups, with expansion, with Mars, and the 6 of spray cans, which is the 6 of Swords, is movement due to heartache. And I have a really strong feeling there's something gone in the past which has been difficult for one or for both of you, and there's separation. If there's not, there's definitely some separation here. If that's not your case, this won't be your power, because it's hit me in the face three or four times. And the 3 of Swords can speak of thoughts, feelings, words that just hurt, that just make you feel like you want to go home and cry, but you've still got to get on with it. The King of Cups also makes me think that these words may have been delivered in a very kind and mature way. You know, almost like we can't be together because of this. I'm hoping it's not that it's not me, it's you conversation. But that's what I'm thinking. And in the meantime, this person has shifted with regards to their feelings into the King of Wands. So this is the process of them changing their feelings from what I would say soft, emotional, giving, but actually hurting inside, to the King of Wands here, which is the 8 of Pentacles. This person has thrown themselves into work. They've thrown themselves into work with, I'm not going to think, I'm not going to feel, I'm just going to do. And this person's just busy. The King of Wands, 8 of Pentacles, is work, and somebody who is very good at being quite forward, taking initiative, taking on responsibility, making work exciting, throwing themselves into projects. This is how this person is dealing with this situation. So you're coming up down here as the 3 of Pentacles. And if we're looking at a work situation here, I don't know whether you actually work with this person. This person may be your boss or above you, or there's some scenario, some situation where you, because there's 3 kings here, whether it's male or female, and this is about their feelings, the fact you've got 3 kings, to me, it feels quite overpowering. And you've got the 6 of Pentacles down here with somebody kneeling and somebody having the sun on their head, and the sun is everything. So I don't know whether there has been some sort of imbalance in this relationship where you feel like you're always waiting, they're making the decision, they've got all the cards close to their chest, and then they've moved away. The Prince of Pentacles for them down here gives me a really strong feeling that they are just plodding. I don't think there's a lot of contact with regards to this person and you. And there's not a lot of movement. The hopes and fears, the Hangman, and this man or this woman is in a bird cage that's held inside their chest, close to their heart, and the whole universe is inside this man or this woman. And so there's a feeling there that they are trapped, even though they know there's a lot more outside they could possibly do. And behind with the King of Cups, it's got something to do with emotions. It's got something to do with this person almost, either there's a continent between you, hours of driving between you, or just there's some separation between you. There's got to be some separation. If there isn't, this is not your pile. The grass green is, and with the 3 of Wands here, is what I would say a fertile situation that for some reason has ended. This person's pulled out. They're trying to expand who they are as a person. They've thrown themselves into work. They've almost, I guess, got fed up slightly with the repetition of something that they can't get moving. You've got Mars there, which likes to push out, likes things to move, likes things exciting. You've got the 3 of Pentacles here, where they're stuck on a strip. You can't put Mars inside an ant unless you are Ant-Man, because that's just painful to be doing the same thing, small and repetitive, to somebody who has a lot of Mars inside them. And I wonder why this is why they've changed from this heartfelt feelings to somebody who is able to give in a very mature emotional way to somebody, the King of Wands here, somebody who just needs to keep moving. And what they've done in the process, I am thinking with regards to how they feel towards you, is that it's giving them space, it's giving them time to look at the whole situation more logically. Let me put some more cards on that one up here. And to be honest, with regards to their feelings towards you, they've been working on themselves. Very selfish. Not really. They have been working on themselves, and the change, they've withdrawn, I think. They've withdrawn to expand who they are as a person and how they deal with things. This person may have what I would say quite an Aries energy who doesn't like to feel trapped in situations. They may have tried to deal with the situation emotionally and then have to revert back to, if I can't deal with it emotionally because there's heartache behind. The Two of Swords is like normally not knowing whether to go forward and not knowing whether to go backwards. And then they've gone, right, I'm going to chuck myself into my work. I'm going to just keep moving because that's what I'm good at. And there is a slow, methodical approach to their work situation, which they haven't been able to apply to their emotional thoughts and feelings here. To me, it speaks of fire. It speaks of somebody who's good at doing, good at being, but doesn't like to be weighed down by too much emotions. And then this is basically, they've tried to push it forward. They've tried to nurture it. It's not moved. They've pulled out. Now I've been talking, I forgot what I was going to put these extra cards on. King of Swords. Oh, that's quite sweet. I feel like I can't, because I like to pick the cards up, and I'm bending over myself. I feel like I can't get hold of them as much as usual. So you've got far more talking and a lot less of me throwing the cards around. This person has pulled themselves out of this situation. I think it's been for the best for everybody, because the expansion there with the Sun at the end and the King of Swords is somebody who has thought logically about the whole relationship and has grown as a person and has come back to this relationship with what I would say, if they haven't come back, it's that they want to come back, because the Sun is quite a spontaneous feeling for somebody who I'm getting with this Mars and King of Wands is quite a spontaneous person. They're going to come back with a sense of, I'm going to say virility. I don't quite know what I mean by that. I think it's because there's so many kings and the Sun card is just alive. The Mars card is virile. They're going to put more energy into this, and there's going to be like a new start, new beginning, something fresh, something that just feels good. Right, okay. So how have their feelings changed? Let me go back to answer, I'm going to say your question, which is actually my question, which I don't, actually somebody else I think gave me the question. This person has been quite strategic in the way they've dealt with the situation with you. Their feelings in the past were emotional, but it was hurting. There's been some sort of, in their mind, some sort of, I've got to remove myself from this situation for me to be able to heal myself, even though I feel that my emotions are still growing. It hurts. This person has chucked themselves into their work. They've walked away from the situation. They're trying to nurture themselves. They're trying to heal themselves. And they're trying to give back in what I would say with a more equal give and take. But they're taking their time doing it. This person has been quite methodical in many ways, but found that painful because the Mars energy there and the King of Wands up here, it's not somebody who likes to be constricted into what I would say small, repetitive, mundane situations. This is somebody who wants to move. This is somebody who feels quite Aries to me. That type of fiery feeling. They don't have to be Aries. And this person likes to expand. And if they can't expand emotionally, they've pulled out just to work on themselves. And what they have actually done is by pulling out, they've actually kind of twist myself here. They've actually twisted their personality into what I would say an ability to look back at this whole get together, this whole attraction, and almost, I would say, revert back to what it felt like initially, when the attraction was fresh, when there was just like a childlike, probably a reciprocated feelings that were just like open and childlike, rather than trying to get something out of each other. It's almost a case of, I want to go back to us both giving, even if we're not going to get anything back. The Sun card is just open. The Sun card just gives without feeling that they need anything back, because they just give because it's the Sun. The Sun gives out its warmth. It doesn't stop. Please don't stop. But you will know whether this is your power, whether there is separation. This person is working and stuck their head into the sand with regards to your connection, and is just working and working and working, because your whole spread turns into action and work from the past, from heartache and emotions, and then into a logical decision, probably because they have healed themselves here, because you've got the Six of Swords here with movement at the side, and you have got expansion at the top. There's healing here with regards to how they look at themselves and what they're able to do. And this is quite, this is a really nice pile with regards to your person and how they've dealt with themselves, because they're coming back after what I would say a bit of a not knowing where they stand at best, or negative, hurt and pain, and coming back with a positive attitude and a childlike attitude, and an almost, I'm going to give even if it hurts. I'm going to give it even if I don't get back, because I don't want to be 40 years down the track and think I haven't made a move with this person. And they've actually gone through that process in their mind to be able to act it out in their life. And this is somebody who is who is forward moving. So if you don't know how this person has responded to you recently, I have a feeling it almost makes me feel like the Eight of Wands here, that you will know pretty soon, because the Sun here is expansive. You can't hold it back, and this person's feelings have changed, and for the better, but because they've worked on themselves. Right, I'm going to finish there because I feel like I'm repeating myself. Pile number 1, I hope that helps in some way. Sorry I can't get my hands in. I can't even reach. It's a nice spread. Got a nice feeling to it, and it has a nice feeling, especially with regards to what your person's putting into this. And there's a double-edged sword here. They're not putting into it just because their feelings towards you. They're putting into themselves for their own self-respect and how they want to come across as a person. And you can't ask more than that. Everybody has to have a starting point, and we all change the goalposts as well. So right, pile number 1, I'm going to go there. Thank you for spending some time with me in my new strange room. I should be back to normal, I hope, in a few days. See you soon. Bye. Hi there, pile number 2. Let's have a look at how their feelings have changed. Okay, pile number 2. This is really easy for me to see. I'm going to regret saying that because it might not be easy for me to say. But I'm going to just start talking, and then I'm going to go through the cards bit by bit, trying to explain why I've said it. I can't actually pick the cards up as much as usual because of the new setup, which I'm still moaning about, because it's just difficult for me to grab them because I'm actually going down onto the table. But to me, this is definitely a overwhelming attraction that has turned into what I would say trying to bat down the feelings, so that this man or this woman, I said man because the Emperor card, but this could be a woman either way, doesn't feel out of control. There is what I would say a real overwhelming magnetic, electrical, sexual attraction to begin with, where this person has almost what I would say given too freely with regards to you in their eyes. You may not have got much out of this person, but this person has become overexcited and out of control and reverted back. And it's not just sexual, there's an emotional connection here. You've got the Page of Cups behind here. You've got the King of Cups at the bottom of the pack here. Male or female, this is what I would say an emotional expansion. Somebody who is connected with you emotionally and been drawn towards you, as in, I would like to spend a lot of time with you. I feel a real ease with you, and it's just that feeling inside your chest that makes your heart move. But you've got the Two of Pentacles here, and I wonder whether with the Two of Wands up here makes me think of batting backwards and forward. Your initial connection could have been quite playful. It was definitely one of those connections, and if it wasn't, you need to look at a different pile. These piles today are really strong. Was a feeling of intense attraction that was probably quite playful. There's probably a lot of energy that was batting backwards and forwards, a lot of words exchanged, laughter, but definitely a lot of eye contact. That eye contact that feels quite unsettling in some way. And you've got the Lovers card here. On meeting you, or your last connection, I don't know which one it was, because this is how their feelings have changed. This person just identified with you as being a sexual partner and a lover. With these cup cards behind, with this Lovers card here and this playful electric feeling, there's an intense feeling of what I would say a sexual connection and wanting more from this relationship. And it wouldn't surprise me if more has actually gone on already with this spread. The Nine of Swords subconsciously makes me think there's more behind this than meets the eye. And you have the Three of Pentacles for yourself. So this possibly could be going down that route or that scenario of a work situation, or trapped with feelings of not being able to move forward with this, or even with regards to this person's feeling that feel quite, and you've got the Fool here, this person gives me an impression of somebody who's quite impulsive. They may feel as if they've made a fool of themselves with you, maybe said too much, done too much, shown themselves up, realise you've got a partner afterwards, and it's felt uncomfortable to them. This person likes to move quickly. This person has very much the energy of the first pile, but this person has reflected and suffered in that reflection. The Eight of Swords, the Nine of Swords here is somebody who's felt anxiety afterwards. And this is somebody who jumps into situations. But it's also quite, do you know what it makes me think of? It's like an Aries, again, very much like pile number one. The Emperor card here is very much the Aries Capricorn feeling. And you've got like the Four of Pentacles up here for how their feelings have changed from electrical excitement, movement, into the Four of Pentacles here of pulling themselves out of a situation, the Emperor control, and turning it into the Capricorn part of themselves. I don't mean that they are Aries and Capricorn, but this is what this whole pile feels of. Somebody with fire energy coming in, feeling the attraction, feeling the excitement, and giving of themselves, openly giving, being very warm with you, being very open with you, feeling the attraction, knowing it's there. And this is what fiery people get a kick off. They get a kick of life being bigger, and this person has thought, this is it, I'm going to go with it, and then has actually felt a fool afterwards and thought either you're with somebody or it's a work situation, or they're with somebody, which changes the dynamic slightly, but with regards to how they've actually acted. But then there's like restriction, there's anxiety, there's pulling back, even though the Nine of Cups here for hopes and fears, the Page of Cups here with regards to their past is they've fallen for you big time. And then it just changes into coolness. You know, the Juno card up there, this person, you've almost, I don't even think I need the word almost, you've seen their ideal partner, but not so much, well, it is the romantic aspect of it, where you actually feel like a long-term partner, or at the very least somebody they could sit with or go on holiday with for a long time. You know, that type of feeling when you go away and you can just be with somebody. Because the Page of Cups is an emotional connection, but this person's fiery. but not totally fiery. They're fiery in how they like to get taken away with situations because they like to feel alive. It might actually not just be fire, it could just be Uranus, that type of excitement feeling. And this person's felt like they'd basically met their match, or they've just met you and they thought, that's it, that's what I needed. Got taken away with it, overthought it, controlled themselves, and by God, they have controlled themselves, because you've got the Emperor here for them and you've got the Hermit with regards to their feelings at the end and how their feelings have changed, and it's all gone internal, it's all gone into control, it's all gone into overthinking, trying to analyse, trying to understand the anxiety that they felt afterwards, and trying to control themselves so that they come across in a way that doesn't actually make them look stupid. That's what they think. And the Two of Brushes over here is the Two of Wands, and that is a feeling of wanting to move forward. And you've got the Two of Pentacles here and the Two of Wands. So this is like a feeling of decisions, not knowing which way to go. Wanting to, but not wanting to go back to this energy that they felt at the beginning, where they fell in love quickly and deeply. And they feel like they jumped into it too quickly. How beautiful. And the Lover's card here. This is somebody who has come onto you with full force, I think. And it's not just a sexual part. It's not just somebody who's just feeling really randy. It's just somebody who has, and it's not the type of person, you know, when you find people who make moves on everybody and you wonder whether you feel special or not. This doesn't make me think of that, because the candy pink is emotions and it's love, and you've got two cup cards here, the Page and the King of Cups. So this person, I don't know how they function inside their mind totally, but does fall in love with their heart and not just their trouser snake or whatever they have in their trousers. It doesn't have to be trouser snake. I'm not going to go down trying to rename that. I'm just going to leave that to you. But there's definitely turned into control. Right, to sum that up, pile number 2, how have their feelings changed? They have changed from spontaneity. They have changed from overexcited child. They've changed from amazing, overwhelming sexuality to anxiety, to pulling themselves in, to actually trying to think whether they are on shaky ground with regards to work situation or with regards to the fact that one of you may be taken. And they have gone totally internal. They've gone to control, they've gone into trying to understand, and they are probably, what I would think, doing a lot of watching and not a lot of movement at the moment. They are at the top of the hill, away from what they seem was a very exciting, spontaneous, I don't want to say situation, I want to say something like opportunity. And an opportunity to connect with somebody they felt was the right person at the right time in their life, but then they've actually overthought it and thought, I don't know. As I said, the right person, the right time, and then regretted the right time with the Three of Pentacles down here, because it could be work, it could be 3 people in a situation, or more than 2. But you ended on the Hermit here, and you're moving away from the Page of Cups and the Fool. There's no other way to say that than somebody who has fallen quickly and had to pull back. So that's how their feelings have changed. They've cooled off, not because anything you've done, not because their feelings have changed towards you, but because their feelings have changed towards themselves and how they want to be seen in the relationship. And it's control. It's control. This person feels anxiety. They feel as if they've met somebody who's very similar to them. So I don't know whether your persona or your personality is quite spontaneous as well, or whether you give very easily. This person, I think, gives easily, gives quickly, and then thinks they've made a fool of themselves. It's like an excited puppy who has turned into the mountain goat at the top of the hill now, has retracted and is being very cool and collected. It's really strange that you have got, moving from excitement here, the Two of Wands, with this 2 horns, which are decisions and electric feeling and excitement with the Fool, which is Uranus, and then you've moved on to the Four of Pentacles, which this card here particularly, I don't know if you can see this, I'm trying not to reach all over the cards for you, but they've changed from this which to me just feels Uranus. It's spontaneity, it's quick movement, it's excitement, it's getting taken away with the moment. With the Lovers there, it's just sexuality. And the King of Cups and the Page of Cups is emotional movement too. And then it's changed the Four of Pentacles and the Emperor, which to me is just basically coolness. It's coolness and it's trying to be calculated. It's a Capricorn feel coming out of this Emperor card here. And with the Hermit card here as well, it's changing into an earthy pile. And I always say with earthy piles, they don't mind waiting. They don't mind playing the long game. This person has gone into himself or herself and is overthinking and trying to move on with regards to this whole relationship with a calculated, I can say viewpoint there. Definitely a huge change in this person, but I hope that explains some of the reasoning. If this person has gone out of your life from a very exciting beginning, it's not got a lot to do with you, it's got a lot to do with them and how they view themselves, and they don't want to be made to look stupid. I think they know the weaknesses in their nature, which to me isn't a weakness. To show how you feel, is just, it's just natural, isn't it? But in love relationships, when it's sticky, I assume not. So they've retracted, and there's coolness here, but nothing to do with you. Okay, pile number 2. I'm going to finish there. I hope that makes sense, and I hope it's not too difficult to, I can't get to the cards and show you, which I like to do, so I hope you could see what I was talking about. Thank you for joining me. I hope to see you again. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Let's see how their feelings have changed. Pile number 3. This is such an interesting pile. You are going out with somebody, or you are seeing somebody, or you're drawn to somebody who is very clever. You have got over here, I can't actually reach the card, so I feel like I need to stick to point because I can't actually get over myself. Fat tummy. The star here is Aquarius and Uranus here. Sorry, I'm actually thinking, because this is quite exciting. The black iris here, it makes me think of somebody who's very wise, somebody who is quite internal, somebody who understands how things move. You've got magician down here for how they're thinking of this whole situation subconsciously. This is somebody who has a whole feel of being very adept at manipulating situations and understanding how things progress, how situations move, how relationships develop, how to make an impact on people. It does make me think of the astrology chart that I did in those snapshots of Rasputin. Just somebody who's very clever and very aware, not in a negative way, in a really sussed out sort of way. Their cards actually change up here from the star, which is understanding the future, knowing what's coming, understanding the broader perspective, having what I would say a very humanitarian approach. It's not a vindictive approach or wanting one-up approach. The black iris here again makes me think of secrets and things under the surface. You have the High Priestess here for the future, and you've got the turning into the 8 of Pentacles, which is a spider weaving its web. And the Magician card to me makes me think of that meditator that gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning when they know it's the best time to weave your web in what's going on behind the surface, behind the bookcase. What's that film when there's Interstellar? What is going on behind that bookcase? This person is doing things behind the bookcase. I don't even know if they know that they're doing it. It wouldn't surprise me if this person is very interested in I was going to say hermetic then, but I don't even know what I'm talking about. Is very interested in spirituality in some way, meditates a lot, works with energy a lot, maybe a healer. Somebody who knows how to move things. How to, by vibrations, bring things towards them and change the fabric behind the surface of what's going on. That's what's going on behind that bookcase. Right, you have This is so exciting. I can't even know where to look first. It's not exciting to everybody. It's just exciting to me, I think. I'll just talk very briefly. I went on a first aid course at the beginning of the week, and there was a man there. He was probably in his 60s, and he was talking about first aid, which can be very dry. And right from the very beginning, he just fascinated me. I couldn't take my eyes off him. I'm thinking, my Uncle Ken, he's Virgo, because his first aid got to be Virgo somewhere. But there was this Sagittarius air about him, and I could just see his face was my Uncle Ken, who is Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius. And I'm listening to him and I'm watching him, and he starts commenting on, in a really nice way, a girl that comes in, she's got long legs, looks very sporty. I'm thinking Sagittarius. You noticed her because that's just probably what he identifies with. And then he starts talking about him being an ex-PE teacher, Sagittarius. And then he starts talking about politics, but he studied sociology. I'm thinking Sagittarius. And it's all these things. He even gets his words mixed up. Sagittarius, his spelling is incorrect because they're not very interested in details, although the Virgo's there, Sagittarius. And to me, I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm going mad. It was just absolutely fascinating. Don't ask me how to do the Heimlich maneuver if somebody's choking, but it was just, I got overwhelmed and engrossed in my thoughts. This is what I'm saying. Right, I'm going to stop there. That's got nothing to do with this. I'm just trying to explain how some people are just fascinating. Some piles are just fascinating. This is your pile. I'm going to get back to it now. You've got the moon card here behind for this person that you're looking at how their feelings have changed. And you've got the magician card here. This is just, I'm still thinking of first aid man. This is just somebody who manipulates life, doesn't even know how they're doing it. It's just the way that they possibly have a very straightforward thought process. They know how to work things out. They do it probably subconsciously, very directly, and they then have this vibration that sucks things towards them. This is somebody that plays with situation, plays with emotions, plays with the way that life moves, and does it in a very, very adept fashion. I don't know whether there's some sort of family connection. Possibly, maybe one of you is already established. I'm not going to say in a relationship, because the Ten of Cups here doesn't really kick off any of the other. Maybe. Yeah, okay. Maybe one of you is already in a relationship. Maybe both of you are. But there is a possibility here, because you've got the Three of Cups here and you've got the Queen of Pentacles, which gives an established feeling of a family feeling. Possibly the female in this relationship or the more feminine person. The Ten of Cups here makes me think that this person is just happy with themselves. I'm really intrigued about your person. The Six of Cups is a healing and moving away. And then, how have their feelings changed? This person feels that they can do anything. This person feels that whoever they're attracted to is within their grasp, even if they don't actually feel attractive in themselves. There's an air of, what's the word? Confidence in who they are. And I wonder whether this person has been attracted to you and felt either you are the Three of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and the healing bit here, the movement, and the Five of Wands here. There could have just been a straightforward argument, a situation where there's conflict, too many people around you, not being able to get close to you because you may already be taken. And this person has gone internal. This has what I would say, and I know it's very Aquarius, but there's a Scorpio feel. Lovely. With the black iris here is somebody who is watching you. This is definitely somebody who is watching, pulled back and trying to understand. The Judgment here and the Uranus here is an awakening. To me, it feels like somebody who's quiet, who has had their eye on you, who's trying to get close to you, saying not much about it, but behind the scenes or underneath the water is pedaling like a turbo-powered swan. You're coming across as the Six of Pentacles here, and with that Three of Cups and the Five of Wands making me think of, can you actually see these cards, of people around, too many people around, not wanting to show feelings, affections, trying to keep things close to their chest. The Seven of Pentacles is they are doing something and you're thinking, that's not enough. I was going to say, you're giving me jack shit really, but that's what you may be thinking. The Seven Pentacles for them is somebody who's working very slowly and in very small amounts towards you, and they are doing a whole lot of watching. This has got a really interesting feel. The Page of Swords at the end is somebody on the top of the hill using an intellectual approach, which from the High Priestess here is very Pisces, very non-intellectual, very feeling, very intuitive, very knowing, and very just pulling. The Eight of Pentacles here, manipulating the whole scenario by doing jack shit, but doing a lot of thinking and a lot of feeling. Did I sound like Cilla Black then? A Laura. The Page of Swords here is on the man on top of the hill, woman on top of the hill, using their intelligence, using their intellect, using their abilities to see situations from a detached perspective. Very Uranus, looking down at what's going on and watching and trying to understand. I don't know how far this relationship has got. This feels like a relationship where there isn't that much connection. It could even just be attraction across an office. It could be attraction in a school situation. It could be somebody that you pass and have exchanged a few words, and then there has been... It makes me feel of a scenario where you're both happy with yourselves, you're both content with who you are, but there's conflict here, and I don't know whether it's trying to get to you or you can't actually get time alone. There's a feeling of distance here, and there's a feeling of weaving below the surface. To me, this pile I would call the weavers. It's like the hummingbird making its nest. It's like, is it Neith in Egyptian, not astrology, in Egyptian mythology? It's the weaver. It's the person that manipulates the fabric of time until they get what they want, and they don't even know how they've done it. I'm thinking of that lady who's called Abraham. It's very strange, but how she talks about, I don't know, I've listened to this ages ago, almost like pulling people into your vortex. This is your person. It's got a Uranus Scorpio feel about it. Doesn't mean they have to be it. It's just somebody who sucks energy towards them and they don't even know how they do it. There's some magnetism about this person. I don't know whether your person or you actually is very creative or works in the creative industry or just uses your imagination a lot, but uses it in a very practical fashion. So that makes me wonder whether with the Queen of Pentacles and the Moon down here, whether you or your person actually, because this is a situation, it's like hopes and fears. So I'm wondering, I don't know who it is with this. This is your person's feelings. I don't know who the Queen of Pentacles is here. But the Queen of Pentacles with the Moon, again, oh my God, it's the same thing. It possibly is them. It's creativity, but applying it, which is what we've just been saying all the way along with the Star, being able to see the future, understanding the pattern in things, with the High Priestess and the Black Iris, looking beneath the surface, being able to manipulate situations, circumstances with the Magician card here. The Eight of Pentacles here, this person's weaving, this person is pulling you towards them in a very Seven of Pentacles manner, slow moving, bit by bit by bit. The Judgment card here, the reason why they're doing it is because you've woken something up inside them, but they are just biding their time and watching. So this person's feelings how have they changed? They've changed from acknowledgement and being woken up, from a feeling of contentment in themselves. This person seems quite a happy person, content in themselves, to wanting to move, but then actually becoming what I would say it's progressed into a feeling that they felt quite uncomfortable because they felt as if they They can't connect with you. They can't get to you. They can't get through a group. They can't get through a life circumstance to get towards you. And so what they've done then is their feelings have changed to go internally, to try and manipulate, understand in a very feminine way, to draw you towards them. And it's slow moving and they're just watching. It's like somebody who is excited by notions or films or music, and they can't quite touch it with the moon here and the judgment card and Uranus. They can't quite touch it. They probably can't even explain what it is, but it's somebody who picks up vibrations and it changes them and how they look at things, and they've picked up your vibration and it's overexcited them, but they don't know what to do with it. And I wonder whether this Queen of Pentacles here is somebody who's trying to pin it down into reality. This feeling that they've had, they probably can't explain themselves. They're just very good at, there's a strength of character about this person that's quiet. And very much, I think it was pile number 2, they've gone internally and now trying to do something logically. I think it was pile 2 that ended up, or was it pile 1, with the King of Swords at the end, and it actually progressed from all the different kings. This person is progressing from what I would say a very spiritual feeling, a very unconscious connection to, I don't know if I can make this work, to I'm just going to watch and wait until it feels right to make it work, but I'm actually pulling this person towards me. They don't even know they're doing it. It's just the way that they act anyway. It's unconscious and it's just immediate. Oh, I don't feel I'm doing this part justice, because to me it's really exciting. I mean, the Seven of Pentacles here with regards to how their feelings have changed is internal manipulation, a feminine approach to how they're going to get towards you because they're feeling as if there's something blocking them or there's people in their way. And the Seven of Pentacles, they're doing it in a very slow fashion. The Page of Swords is just watching and waiting. This is the person who is checking you out. This is the person who's asking friends about you, who is looking on your social media. It's not a creepy feeling at all. It's just the way this person functions. It's got a Scorpio, Uranus feeling about it. Somebody who likes to and automatically deals with situations internally, and like a fire person who actually deals with situations externally straight away. If this isn't the type of energy that you if you don't like this energy, then it's not for you, because this is quite a strong energy. It's got a strong feeling to it. It is very Plutonic Uranus. So it's not too sticky. It's not too cloying, because it's got that excitement and that movement with it, but it's very strong. And you can see this from the cards at the top, I think. The Star, the Black Iris, the Eight of Pentacles, especially. I need to show you this because this basically sums it all up. And I know it looks horrendous, but to me it's exciting. To me, it's exciting. It's working below the scenes. If you're all fire, you may not like this, because you would want something direct. You would want something slap bang in your face, very honest, very straight up, straightforward. This person is, you could make a film out of this. Not what I'm saying, but the cards. You could make a film out of it because it would build up slowly. And it would be interesting. But as I've just said, it's not interesting to fire people because they want things immediately. This has got like a plot behind it. It's got a storyline, and it feels as if it's building. This person wants to build it. Oh yeah, I like this. Okay, right, I'm going to finish there, pile number 3. Please let me know if any of this actually, I guess, it strikes home. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But if any of this feels right to you, if your person, you can feel this energy, it's not creepy. I don't think it's creepy. It's just somebody who, this is the way they deal with it. Because the Uranus there and the Star there, I don't get the feeling that Aquarius is, they're too detached to want to be too creepy. But somebody's blocked. Their feelings have changed from recognition, overwhelming recognition, reverting into their normal process of how they get to somebody, and that's going internally and wanting to basically understand what's coming next. Quite an intellectual, emotional approach. Five of Wands, maybe only finding out whether you are with somebody, whether they can't actually get close to you, realizing that it's going to be a difficult situation, and then going into what I would say a real feminine feeling of, it's almost like voodoo. It's like that feeling of witchcraft, of pulling you towards them. They don't even know they're doing it, I don't think, unless they are that type of person that's already into that type of thing. But it's manipulating behind the scenes, the fabric of everything, and watching and biding time and catching you in a web. Okay, pile number 3. I'm going to finish there. I don't know if that did actually feel right, but please let me know in the comments section if it did. If it does even. And I hope to see you again. Bye.